Let's have a look at a sentence that on the surface looks okay, but we can definitely improve. So let's check this sentence out. So if I say something like, the water was blue and rushing. So this sentence is absolutely 100% grammatically fine. You got the capital letter at the beginning, you got the full stop at the end. We are writing in past tense, and this description of the water being blue and being rushing is not too bad, That's what water is. It's blue. It rushes. But what's the problem with this sentence? The problem with this sentence is that if you're comparing it with other sentences, it's just too familiar. I could write a sentence like this in my sleep. Of course water is blue and rushing. That's what water is. Everyone would describe it in that way. In the same way, you might write a similar sentence saying that the forest was green. And it's kind of like, of course the forest is green. What else would it be? So let's have a look at another sentence, but we're going to try and make it unfamiliar in the way that we describe it. Let's try a different sentence, but make it unfamiliar. We say, the water galloped like a stampede of horses. If I'm going to give a ranking to these sentences, and I often do when I'm looking at paragraphs, this sentence here, what ranking would you give it? I probably would give it about maybe a 5 out of 10. It's not extraordinary. It's kind of like telling a fact, almost like I'm reading a history book. But this sentence down here, the water galloped like a stampede of horses, the impact that that makes on my mind is more like an 8 out of 10 sentence, not just because I'm using bigger words like galloped or stampede, even though these words are very good, but it's more to do with the fact that this description is unfamiliar. I never really thought of water galloping like a stampede of horses before. Not only that, but I'm also using a technique here. When I say like, I'm using a simile. And I'm also appealing to one of the senses, and the sense that I'm appealing to is the hearing sense, right? It galloped. I can almost hear that. So when I pair an unfamiliar description with techniques and with the senses, I immediately make my sentence a little bit more punchy.